Hi, my name is Stephanie Postma, and this is my Mini-Ethnographic study presentation. The student that I interviewed, her pseudonym is Fabi. She is an 18-year-old senior from Haiti. Now, the Haitian native language is Haitian Creole for your normal conversations, as well as French for in school. Fabi came to the United States last year in the fall of 2015. She currently lives with her aunt, who I also interviewed, and her aunt's children. Now, she started off in MCPS as an ESOL Level 2 in the fall of 2015. In the spring, she took the WIDA test and was placed as an ESOL Level 4. She found that the ESOL Level 2 program as well as the ESOL Level 4 was a little boring because she knew the basics of the English language. However, she could not demonstrate her knowledge until the spring. By the fall of 2016, which is when I met Fabi in my Honors U.S. History course, she was in all mainstream classes, taking mostly all honors course and one AP level course as well. I really enjoyed getting to know my student through this type of interview, and I really enjoyed hearing her views on her of school and also of her own culture. I found it really informative to find out more about how culture impacts my students' lives. For instance, Fabi really is influenced heavily by the experiences that she's had in her country's school system and also her own family's experience. Back in Haiti, she remembers the pressure to do well in school, and she equates the opportunity to do well in school to a better life. For most people in Haiti, the school is the way to have upward mobility. In addition, okay, her mother and father also stress the need to be successful in school. Her mother and father are still living in Haiti, as well as her two older siblings who are currently in college. All of her immediate family members want her to do well in order to bring back her skills in her future career to help her family. I had 4 things that struck me the most throughout my interviews with Fabi and also her aunt. The first being the value of the teacher. I found it interesting that although both Fabi and also her aunt value teachers and see them as a role model and like a second parent, there's a very different structure between the United States and Haiti. Her aunt, during her interview, said it the best when she says, after I asked her to describe the value of a teacher, if you think they, teachers, care, they don't. After she said that, she had to explain it to me, but what she meant was, in America, the importance of education is on the student. In Haiti, the teachers cared more in the sense that they would be strict, that they would expect 100% the best from their students 100% of the time. What I also found interesting was how they both valued education, and most of this could be a generational gap. Fabi views it as a key to success and opportunity. However, her aunt realizes that there's more than just being well educated to being successful. She views education as a check in the bank of life, and that there's also this idea of values and morals that also matter in whether or not you are successful. In addition, I also found it interesting of how Fabi views her experience, as well as how she deals with the emotional stress and the impact of it. When we talk about her experience, Fabi is very much on her own. She is extremely worried about her family back in Haiti, and when she's here in the United States, she's very isolated. She keeps to herself, she focuses on her education because, again, she wants to bring that back to her family. In addition to that, Fabi has excelled at creating a hybrid third space in order to help her stay focused on education and to kind of block out what is happening back at home, especially with her father's health issues. I found this extremely interesting because it started to make sense to me about how she was so focused on trying to get an A and trying to excel and do the best in my U.S. history class. And I never really took into account how her family life and also her culture impacted that drive. This is what I took away from the interview. What I need to do in my teaching and also how I deal with my students is be more cognizant of the experiences that my students bring into the room. I want to start bringing in more of their culture into their classroom. I also want to be more aware of the values and beliefs that my students carry with them, and really think about their own life experiences and how that shapes how they value or perceive education. And now, looking back at my interview and looking back at the experiences that I had with this student, I now see why she was so driven, and I now can make that connection, and I feel a lot closer to her because of this interview. I also want to use their cultural experiences, getting a sense of my students to strengthen my own teaching abilities and make the material more adaptable to their own experiences so they feel connected. I feel after doing this interview experience, I've learned so much more about how to be a more culturally relevant and impactful teacher because I now know more about my students. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night.